is I make sort of ceramic vessels for the home, which are decorative pieces, and I'll show you one of them. So this is one of my small posy ones. So this is a little tiny piece that I've got here, and these are all based on skies. So I'm inspired by landscapes, sort of the natural world really, and things that corrode and break down, the patterns that are left on the surface of objects, like sort of stones. If you look from an aerial view of a landscape, you get these beautiful textures, absolutely fascinating. So I use a lot of aerial shots of different landscapes, but because I've been sort of stuck at home, the sky has become a massive influence, really, if I'm honest. So because I haven't been going out on my sort of walks up into the downs, I've sort of really been concentrating on sort of the skies that are around. So most of these pieces are actually sort of based on the patterns that you sort of see in the skies. So on this one you've got the sort of red sky at night really, so this is like a red sky at night. It's a really nice one with a sort of underglaze, red underglaze on the outside, and then I go slightly bigger, and then I've got this one here which is called Black Circles. And this was all based on an aerial shot that I took, which in the farmers' fields there are lots and lots and lots of different sort of round, sort of beautiful circles engraved into the surface of the land, which I found fascinating. So I started sort of doing some sort of decorative work based on sort of circles, and then I go up a slight sort of size, which is this one here, and this one's called The Eye of the Storm. So again, I was looking at the skies and how the sort of clouds come over and how the sky becomes very sort of moody, and I really like this one. So this has got sort of like a black oxide or a blue oxide all rubbed into the surface with some underglaze painted into the sort of centre as well. And then if you notice what I've done here is I've got this little sort of stitch effect going all the way down. So that little stitch effect is based on the aerial shots I take, and you'll see this in all my work. I do this with all my work. And those aerial shots, when you're looking at the landscape, you see it almost look like it's been sort of stitched together, which I'm fascinated by. I absolutely love. And then I go slightly bigger to that as well. So this is a slightly bigger one, and this again was a sky inspired piece, which was based on all the lines that you sort of see coming across the sky from the clouds, the planes. Not that we've had very many planes just lately, but I take lots of photos of the sky, and then I use those photos and sort of abstract out what I see, and use that in the surface of my pots really. So what I'm sort of doing is I'm taking in all that information that I sort of see from the landscapes, from the skyscapes, from the sea, basically from the natural world really, and then I'm interpreting that actually onto the surface of my pots, which is just there. So again, these are underglazes painted onto the surface, and then I've scored into the surface with a tool. So it's either a knife or a piece of wood that I've scored into the surface. And then once it's been biscuit fired, I run a oxide glaze all over the top, rub that into the surface, wash it back off, and then what that gives me is this almost sort of dreamy quality on the surface of my pots, which is what I really like. So when I'm doing these, a lot of these are also reacting on my emotions and feelings at the time as well. So whether I have a good day, bad day, depends on the mood of the pot itself really. And what I have been making just lately are these little ones here. So I did a video a couple of days ago based on these. So again, this is again reacting to what's been going on just lately, what's been happening, and how I can portray that in the surface of my pots.